Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the second time.
Part two.
Part two, and nobody else knows it but me, Russ, and Anna. Holy
Part
fuck.
two.
We just did probably about 2 to 3 minutes of show that no one will ever see in their fucking life.
And you know what? It might be good. Because I really come off bad. So it's not bad.
Oh, it's all good, brother. It's all good. Oh, lordy.
Well, I mean, look, you ask a lot of people about the size, about the old saying, about the size. Remember that?
That's all right. I was introducing the Real Manhattan Project anniversary audience to the intricacies of the Kentucky Klondike Bar.
The Kentucky Klondike Bar? Yummy.
Also, the Panamanian Petting Zoo.
Panamanian Petting Zoo?
Yes, look these up on Urban Dictionary, Russ.
I can't. Are you? It's going to take me some. You're not going to take me to some PORN site, are you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, great.
I forget who the hell it was, but somebody reminded me. I used to sign off like on James' show when we did Plastic Fanatics, and I think early like hangouts and shit. Yeah. I used to sign off with an email that was a horrific sex move. Do you remember that? I forgot, man.
Oh,
and that got me fucking like, and whoever said that in the chat, like, they don't understand. Like, that lit a fire under my fucking ass, bro. Like, it was just like, dude, first of all, right after that, as soon as I was able to, I went on the Real Manhattan Project's fucking hangout the week before their anniversary show, so 2 weeks ago. Had the fucking time of my life with those brothers, man.
That's cool, dude. I'm glad. You know, their show is good. They do a good job.
I'm so glad that those brothers are the ones that took out the banner on the Friday night.
Right, exactly.
That's a fucking hard spot. And
it's tough. It's tough.
And then at the same time, like, you know, just like they're a lot like us. They had a lot of fucking volatile personalities that they've melded together very well.
Yeah.
You know
yeah. No, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You got to really try to work hard at it and get it, you know. I mean, but it's
like the thing is, and also like, you know, like ETR is the flagship show.
Right.
Of what the Realm does.
Sure.
And then like you have not Plastic Fanatics, Jesus Christ, Ace's show. Figure Banging.
Oh, Figure Banging, yeah. I went on there once.
Dude, Figure Banging pulls in numbers that people don't fucking understand.
I got invited to go on one time, and I was late getting on. Ace never brought me back on again. He just said, "Yeah, now you're done."
And then you have fucking, you know, JD and Chan over there. What is that?
Shelf Gravy.
Shelf Gravy.
Yeah,
and I'm in there as much as I can be, but like they do Wednesdays, and that's like the one day Kate has off during the week.
Right.
So, but like I'm in there as much as I can, you know, supporting them.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then they got fucking the Real Manhattan Project, and you know, those dudes have put together something that's fucking awesome. They've been there for 52 episodes. That is something that a lot of podcasts never see.
It's special when you make it a year. It is special. I mean, we remember that back in the day. I remember we thought, how the hell did we do that?
Yo, poor fucking Wolfie's been in here before we even did like the false start.
Wolf, you're the man. He's so dedicated.
We always appreciate your support, guys. And dude, fuck yeah, it's all love there.
I love that shit.
Fucking,
they are. What I like about that show is, and I don't catch it live usually. I end up listening to it on the replay, but it's what I like about it is I think they found a way to kind of be able to deal with
They're
each
getting
other's.
their roles.
Yeah, exactly, and it's getting there, and it's getting better all the time,
Yeah.
and you know, and believe me, any show that can have Ricky on it and keep
Dude.
that fucker in control, you got some good there.
Oh my God, you missed the hangout last night because it was your birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, guys. I'm
to
49,
you.
too fucking old. Anyway, I'm
Happy
almost.
birthday,
Ooh, baby, he's
Mr.
giving me
President.
the sexy happy. Like, what's the Marilyn Monroe sexy happy birthday?
See, all right, cool. You got the reference, and it
Man.
It goes back to the promo. We're fucking working it, man.
Marilyn Monroe was a hottie, dude. Just such a hottie. Man, if she would have been born like about 20 years later,
anybody in the
amazing.
chat that wants to go ahead and head on, because it is going to be me and Russ only tonight until maybe somebody else, if they can show up, will.
Maybe. We'll see.
But
we'll see.
Yeah, we'd love to have anybody on. It's fucking free for all.
Yeah, if you want to come in, come on in, bounce in with us.
Russ, did you watch fucking Money in the Bank?
I did. I watched it today. Yep. I did.
All right, let's go through it, man. Like,
okay. First of all, the
overall impression. Hold on. Overall impressions first.
Overall impressions, I loved it. I thought it was good. I was really good.
Okay.
The crowd was awesome over there, dude. Those Brits are fun. They're fun people, man.
Mm-hmm.
Love the British. They're great. Love them. I hate their government, but I love their people.
It's really How do you hate stuff. Their government?
Their government is just it's a bunch of douchebags, man, who just make always make
fireworks. So I'm sorry if anybody.
Yeah. Like. We're gonna be getting them too, probably, because I think it's scheduled to go up at 9:30, but their government, that's put it away without getting too much into it too political. Their government just seems to make all the wrong decisions for their people. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
And it always ends up with their people paying more for stuff, paying higher taxes, and like, and getting screwed. That's all. Just people get screwed over there. I think it's terrible. But
all right. So was Cody and Dominic the first match?
No. The first one they started with was the men's Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Cool. They just hopped right.
Seeing that there.
That was that was good. I liked it.
Hold on. That was LA Knight, Shinsuke, Logan Paul, Ricochet, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest,
and then what's his name from the YouTube? Paul.
Logan Paul. Yeah, I said that.
And once again, he did some crazy shit, and it's like, God damn, dude. I can't believe that guy is not a real pro wrestler. But him and Bad Bunny seem to just be lunatics, and they'll just do some crazy shit, dude. And it's like
they seem to be, in all honesty, even though like we've seen shit like Kevin Green and Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Well, like I think Pat-Man Jones was fucking underrated.
Probably.
But who won that match?
That was Damian Priest. Damian Priest. Yep. So the Judgment Day got a big win on that one. That was good. They had
hold on.
Are you going down the list?
Yeah. No. Okay. I want to talk about. Sorry, who won the match? Yeah.
Damian Priest.
All right. I think we can see at this point going through where they're already feuding. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins in Royal Rumble.
Well, they had that tonight.
Well, Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Well, you think they're gonna have another match down the road?
I think they're gonna have another match. I think Seth is safe until Royal Rumble.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you're talking about what?
I think Seth is
6 months?
safe, man.
I don't know. I mean,
I think Triple H is looking for a champion for the first time, putting that new belt on.
yeah, that's going to be around for a minute.
That's gonna be on around for a minute as long as he's not injured. He's a workhorse.
Yeah,
and he can put on matches that people want to see.
that's true. That's true. I'm a
So
big fan
I see you
of him.
I see fucking Seth going through until the fucking Royal Rumble.
I could see. I mean, yeah, why not?
I see fucking something going on with Finn and Seth at WrestleMania, maybe, or Royal Rumble, and Damian Priest cashing in at Royal Rumble on the winner of Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, hopefully being Finn Balor, splitting the Judgment Day and going to WrestleMania.
I think the Judgment Day is going to be split before that, because Finn Balor had his match against Seth Rollins tonight. Yeah. And Damian Priest came down to ringside with holding the briefcase. Okay. And he claims he was down there to make Seth Rollins nervous because he was trying to help Finn Balor. But Finn Balor thought he was down there to cash in on him if he wins the match. So Finn Balor was on edge, and then Finn Balor got distracted. Seth Rollins did what he does. And then so Finn Balor blames Damian Priest for his loss. They've got some heat between them.
Ricky Ticky Timber.
Hey, Ricky, what's up, buddy? So I think
me and Ricky had each other fucking dying in the hangout last night. It was fucking.
I believe it.
Florida osmosis humor.
Ricky's a funny dude, man. That guy. That guy, I mean, yeah, he definitely is worse, and he can get you going, crack the fuck up. You know?
But I am so sorry for interrupting you.
That's all right.
What you could see with fucking
I think there's heat already between them, and I think it's gonna break them. I think that they're gonna either Damian's gonna be kicked out of the Judgment Day, or Finn Balor's gonna be booted out of the Judgment Day. I'm not sure. But
somehow I see Finn getting over on Seth and Damian cashing in.
I can see that, and I've always felt Finn Balor was screwed over. Remember he won the title years ago, and he got hurt.
He got hurt,
man, and to give it up.
Sucked. But like the other thing that we're not talking about here is fucking Rhea and Dom,
right?
And so, like, I could see Rhea and Dom supporting Damian against Finn.
I could too. I can see that. Remember, Finn Balor was the one that was added on later after they decided to take Edge out of it, you know. And Finn's kind of like the new member, really. So you could see him being the one who'd be the odd man out if something like that happens. But the really cool thing that happened tonight, though.
Well, let me go ahead. Hold on.
All right. Well, which one do you want to go on next? Which one do you want to hit next?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it match by match.
Okay.
So the next should be the women's tag match, right?
That's what I was going to get to.
Yes.
Okay. So there they are. And honestly, it's looking like Ronda and Shayna are going to retain their titles. Okay. By the way, they've unified the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship and the regular Tag Team Championship. So there is no more NXT Women's. They're back to one women's tag team champion for all the brands. Okay. So they only had one belt with them. So they're for each of them. So the match is going on. And it's looking like they're going to retain. Ronda, Shayna was in a little bit of trouble. She was over the side. Ronda tags in. Ronda comes in. Ronda's getting ready to do ready to finish the match. Ronda's ready to put her, put it away, and Shayna comes in and she attacks Ronda Rousey from behind.
Yeah,
beats the fuck out of Ronda Rousey.
Yes, she does,
and
she makes Ronda her bitch.
If you're Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, you're just gonna sit there and get your popcorn and watch this go down, obviously. And then while Ronda Rousey's all beat the fuck up, they go in and do their double team moves on her and beat the shit out of her, and they win the belt. They win the tag belts, so they got their tag belts back, right?
Like,
But wow,
go ahead. Sorry. Yeah. Like, here's the thing. I'm a Ronda Rousey fan. I like Ronda Rousey.
okay, but I like Shayna Baszler a lot, so
I do too. But here's the thing. Like, this sets up Ronda for a fucking face run.
It does, and
where
also
where she should be in the first place, because she's one of the most popular women on the planet. And I'm not talking about in WWE. I am talking about on the planet Earth.
Agreed.
Right. So in order to leverage your fucking star power and fucking put a product out there that's going to fucking justify the money that Venture just spent on you, Ronda Rousey needs to be a part of that.
Okay. I agree. I think now I will.
Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
I love Shayna Baszler.
Me too. I'm a big fan.
Shayna Baszler's YouTube channel is one of my fucking
It's an awesome YouTube channel. I like it too.
Shayna Baszler puts jiu-jitsu terms into fucking understandable and bite-sized fucking pieces that out-of-shape assholes like me can fucking devour.
I agree with that, and she's just cool. She's just cool, dude. She's cool. I like, really
I
cool
want to go out with Shayna Baszler and her girlfriend and fucking have a beer.
Right, exactly.
That would be fucking amazing.
She does seem like somebody you could just hang out with and bullshit with, right? I mean,
yeah, and like when she's on Up Up Down Down, she's just so fucking awesome. And like, I am so glad that on a pay-per-view she had a great major spot with arguably the most recognizable women's wrestler on the planet.
Now with you saying this, I'm gonna say an opinion that probably maybe a lot of people share, maybe a lot of people don't share. I have felt that since they moved her up from NXT, and it's just my opinion, that they have been just basically wasting her. I have not liked a lot of what they've done with her.
Okay. Like, I understand what you're saying. I think
the tag team stuff has been fun. And I like that she's got this rep of she fucks her partners over. If you think about it, every tag team partner she's had.
Queen of Spades, bro.
Yeah, that's what I said tonight. I said she is the Queen of Spades, right? And Ronda's just on that list now. But this also sets up a really potentially could be a huge set of matches between the two of them. Just a really, really
Anybody
good.
in the chat that wants to come on, just let me know in Messenger, and I'll go ahead and send you a link.
You think about this could be a really good like 4 month, 5 month fucking back and forth between the two of them. I mean, seriously, it could be a really good
fucking
battle.
Beauty of it is neither one of them has a belt.
Exactly. That's what's perfect. And here's the thing though too. If either one of them gets a title shot, the other one can fuck them out of it, and then that just adds to the heat. It adds to the heat.
They have fucking Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler on house shows, and there's one of them in Tampa. I'm fucking going.
You should. You never know. You never know if the other one's going to show up anyway.
Dude, you'll never know. We have 3 viewers, Ricky. Okay, it's not just you and Wolf. Okay,
that's all right. We appreciate you watching, though. Thank you. Anyway, but I really do feel like this is a chance for them. Actually, not just Shayna Baszler. I kind of feel like
Lou.
I feel like they've been wasting Ron. Oh, awesome! What's up, Emma? How you doing, man?
Dude, I love Lou.
I feel like they've been wasting Ronda Rousey a bit too. I mean, they took the belt off of her, and it was like, okay, now what do we do with her? You know, and then I'm like, all right, they have her with the tag team champion for a little bit with Shayna. That's been fun, but boy, I wanted to see her. I wanted to see her and Shayna go at it for a long time. I wanted to
Here's the
see it. So
thing, and like I feel like my opinion is like unpopular, but oh goddamn, fuck you, Ricky. All right, I've been around for a long time, and the fact that nobody watches this show weighs heavily on my fucking heart, man. And you're fucking with me. No, I'm just kidding.
that's all right.
But no, but what I was talking about is like the fact that like Shayna Baszler is getting that rub, and hopefully like there's like some NWA tendencies that are coming up in like
I know,
creative, and I hope. He says I watched. That's all that really matters. Ain't that the truth?
That is true.
Fuck yeah, man. Every fucking view counts.
Damn right.
But like the fact that like Shayna Baszler is getting like this attention, I love it. I really
do too.
love it.
I just think it's a chance for them to have two people who have, they both have the MMA background. They both they both are considered badasses, and I just think you got the potential to have really, really interesting matches between the two of them.
Lou
I
says
really
he's
do.
just stopping to say hi. I got to get back on the highway. Catch y'all in the hail later. Definitely, brother.
Awesome, brother. Be safe.
Louis.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
I think that was the big thing of the night, though, because I kind of feel like they just won. I feel like they haven't been the tag team champions very long.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like, boy, they just decided, fuck this, man. When no one would expect it to happen is when we're going to do it, because I did not expect that at all.
Like there have been so many feuds back, like, and when I talk about like NWA influence with fucking, Triple H running shit mostly, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Ronnie Garvin was one of those mid card guys that had a world championship run.
Yep.
But like everything that he did was fucking solid.
Yeah. Rugged Ronnie Garvin.
And I fucking love Ronnie Garvin. And I see Shayna Baszler is able to have that type of Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, she could. I mean, she could. I just think
and Ronnie Garvin won the NWA Heavyweight Championship. By
the way, do you remember a couple of his, like? Do you remember when he was called the Hands of Stone? The Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin.
Man,
he would literally knock a motherfucker. Yeah, he would just knock a motherfucker out.
And then, dude, the Garvin stomp.
That was the greatest.
Orton did that shit. Oh man, that's what made me a fan of Randy Orton. When Randy Orton. Oh shit!
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep. The Garvin stomp was awesome. That's so cool, dude.
Lou might be in the TNN chat. Sometimes we post a link in the TNN YouTube and the MPSP YouTube. Pretty soon that TNN link is probably going to be dead, and there might be something replacing that soon. So just keep tuned, and we'll see what goes on. And woo!
But But anyway, that was good, and it was okay. And now getting back to the other team, Raquel and Liv. I kind of think it sucked that their tag team run got their championship run got shortened because she really did get hurt. She had I think it was a torn something in her shoulder.
Morgan?
Yeah, Liv Morgan. She had a real injury in her shoulder.
Okay, I want to talk about Liv Morgan for a second.
Yeah, that's cool. She's
I think that a lot of the women wrestlers disrespect Liv Morgan, and I
probably
don't. We've seen it in the ring.
Yeah, I can see it.
And I don't think it's warranted. I think that Liv Morgan put forth the effort to be a better wrestler in every single match I see her in.
I do too. I think she's come a long way. This Liv Morgan is definitely a way better version than she was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
way better. I mean, she's better worker. She's actually better on the mic. She doesn't look like some kind of Alexa Bliss copycat. She's trying to
Like
find her own style. I don't know.
before the Endeavor sale, I thought that the best thing that they did, like they put Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez against Ronda and Shayna.
Right.
And like before that, Liv was in some pretty hardcore women feuds, and I think that was mostly due to Triple H's fucking booking. And like that's the thing. I think that Liv Morgan at this point has a underground following.
Possibly. You gotta think too, though. They've given her pushes,
right? But
they had her.
But there's things like Liv Morgan is basically blamed for the breakup of the Riot Squad. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I don't know I don't know why that's so silly to me, because first of all,
right, but you've heard it, haven't you?
I've heard it, but it's not. It's so stupid for people to say, for that to even be suggested. The Riot Squad got broken up because one, Ruby Riot was injured a lot, and unhappy with her money situation. Okay,
and she is doing amazing in AEW.
Phenomenal in AEW. She's moved on, doing better. And good. I'm happy for her too. That's a hell of a threesome they've got, and that little squad there.
So like Liv Morgan has a lot of negatives going against her.
Well, she does, but to me, first of all, the Riot Squad was so long ago now, dude.
Right,
that was so. But I don't even remember that shit hardly.
Dude, let's be honest. Like the Riot Squad had a following.
I guess it did, but I don't. But it's been gone so long. I'm like, I don't even remember it, dude.
But like what I'm basically saying is, Liv has unfortunately had so many things that are negatively attributed to her. Oh god, yeah. I'm slurring my words already.
I know you drunk motherfucker. You better stay sober your ass up, man.
I'm almost done, and then I had Cal get me some water.
Yeah,
but basically, like Liv has had so many negative things attributed to her during her career, and I think that like there's just so many missed opportunities to her. In all honesty,
I agree with you.
Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know why Alexa Bliss was put with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I thought it'd been cool. It would have been cool to do.
Liv Morgan should have been in that spot, and I think that it would have benefited both her and Bray Wyatt.
See, I felt like Alexa Bliss. And I'm not trying to bust on Alexa Bliss. She did a good job with it. She did good, but
Alexa Bliss, I think, is one of the fucking best women's wrestlers,
right,
in the world.
That's what I mean. And she already had that popularity. She already had that pop. She had several championship runs already. She was she was a standout. Whenever you got somebody to do a top 5 of female wrestlers on Raw or SmackDown, she was always up in that upper echelon, right? So, but Liv Morgan,
but a lot of the fucking internet fans, fucking slam Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan, and I think that in the past like decade, those are two of the fucking women that have been introduced in WWE. That fucking make it. Like those two women that they produced are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they're good. They're really good. They're homegrown.
Yeah,
they've grown them up, and that's what you want. You want them to develop into. But Liv Morgan, though, and from anybody that gives Liv Morgan shit over the Riot Squad is fucking stupid. I don't even think how you say that, but you're right. I've heard people say that though.
Right, but that's the thing, is like unfair as it is, it's fucking out there.
Yeah. Well, the WWE tends to give a rat's ass about that kind of shit anyway. They don't listen to it. They don't listen to it one way or another.
Yeah.
I feel like their problem is sometimes they just miss the boat on somebody who's really talented.
After
because
after
they don't
this
catch
shit,
it.
after we finish the pay-per-view, because we've got quite a few more matches to go. We've only
Yeah.
been going for like half an hour, so it's
Okay.
fine. But remind me to talk to you about the Kevin Nash podcast.
Okay.
The fucking Vince Russo show that he just did, and
Yeah.
it's coming out soon, and it's
Okay.
really good.
Okay.
The next match going on from this is Riddle and Gunther.
Okay. Now, you know the setup for this, right? Was that okay?
Yeah.
Supposedly Riddle was injured.
Yep.
He's got the injured ankle.
Yeah.
That's I feel like that's what they're doing with Gunther now. Anytime there's a person that could be a major challenge to him and possibly could beat him, they're injured. There's something that made that gives him an advantage over him or something like that. So
hold on. That being said, let's be honest. Matt Riddle is going through personal issues.
He is.
Matt Riddle has been a fucking warrior on the fucking road.
Yeah. He's trying to do the best he can.
He is doing the best he can.
Yeah.
Being fucking injured, not only fucking physically, but psychologically.
Yeah.
And then you also look at his partner, Randy Orton, who fucking, that was the biggest part of his career was... Yeah. It elevated him, bro. It elevated him
big time. Yeah, it did.
Both of them got injured in quick succession.
Yeah, and he also had to go back to rehab again for his. The WWE has a strict no marijuana policy, no drugs.
Well, that is actually not true. WWE has actually come over that hump. Thank God.
Well, they suspended him for it.
Yeah, they did. Right, they did back then, but it is
now. But maybe now they're not. Okay, yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, maybe they're coming around on it. That's fine. But
fucking Wolfie just asked a great question. Has Randy announced retirement yet?
No, Randy's actually due to come back soon.
Randy is due to come back after spinal fusion surgery.
In fact, by the way, I heard Randy could be back any time now. Like literally, some people
out of nowhere.
Yeah, some people thought he might even show up in Money in the Bank. That's what some people thought, but I think they're going to hold him back for a little bit because they want to. I think they want to really surprise him with him. But
is there a point in his career where you didn't like Randy Orton?
Honestly, early on, I
didn't like just him. Like when he was like clean cut Randy Orton before Evolution.
Well, yeah, when he was like the kid in Evolution, kind of. I didn't. Yeah, I felt like. I don't know. I just felt like he was a snot-nosed little prick.
Okay, like,
but,
as a wrestling fan, I was behind Randy Orton as soon as Triple H gave him the rub of the thumbs down.
Believe it or not, I wasn't yet. I still didn't care for him. In fact, I loved that when he did the thumbs down and when Batista dropped him on his back. I liked it. I was like, I didn't really become a fan of him until he started doing the Legend Killer thing. When he started beating all the old men up and shit.
Legend Killer, rated RKO.
Yeah.
Dude,
right.
When he was with the Wyatts, when he was against the Wyatts.
Yeah.
Randy Orton is the man. He has how many championships?
14. 14-time world champion. He's 2 behind John Cena. Yep.
All right.
Who I consider one of the goats.
This match we're talking about. Okay, so it was it was Riddle and Gunther.
So
Gunther retained.
Gunther retains, but the big thing was that at the end of this match was they're getting ready to put a beat down on Riddle. He's going to put a beat down on Riddle, and McIntyre shows up and making his big triumphant return. And he basically shows up, and Gunther tries to push him and buck up to him, and he just out of nowhere does a Glasgow
Headbutts
kiss.
him. Yeah.
Yep, on fucking
Yeah.
and Gunther
Yo,
drops down
why
like a
the
fucking.
fuck are you calling that move the Glasgow kiss? That's so fucking like reduces what it is. Drew McIntyre fucking headbutts dudes. Like the WWE does such a disservice because like that's a bump that though everybody has to take.
But I like it being called the Glasgow kiss. I like the name of it, man.
No man, it's a fucking headbutt.
It is a headbutt, but it's not just a
fucking headbutt.
hold up.
And
To
it
call
needs to be sold.
But to call it a headbutt also to me makes it sound less than what it is. He jerks that head and nails it. It's badass, man.
Dude,
But anyway, he did a good he fell on his ass.
Like,
so
am I the only person that feels like as much as the WWE is put behind Drew McIntyre, they've done him a disservice?
Well, yes and no. I feel like they gave him. I mean, dude, he had his shine. He's won the world title. He's a couple times. He's been the man. It's just, I think what's happened is other guys have come up. Other guys have been around now, and he's not the young guy anymore. He's kind of an elder statesman now. He's been around a minute, So, I that doesn't mean he won't have another world championship shot one day.
Yeah,
I'm sure he might, but for now I think he's going to be relegated to mid card. Casey brought up to main event status as they need him, But
I think he's going to become the Worf/Wolverine of the WWE.
Probably. I could see that.
By that is like anytime they need to elevate somebody, like he's going to be kind of like the gatekeeper to the main event.
Yep, you have to. If he puts you over, you're going to be then you meet that. Yeah, you're right. You meet that.
You can go fight Roman if you beat Drew.
Right. I like Drew McIntyre, so I'm a big fan of his. So I'm not gonna.
Even though Jey Uso fucking pinned him, they're pushing Roman to the stratosphere.
Well, he isn't okay. Well, all right. Do you want to go over that one now? Do you want to go?
I'll fucking. Right. I'm sorry, that was my bad.
All right.
I fucking skipped. I skipped. Next is Cody versus Dom.
Okay, listen. This is the only match I didn't like, and I'll tell you why. And they're real simple. I didn't expect him to I didn't expect Cody to put Dom over. I didn't expect it at all. That would be ridiculous. Okay. What I expected though was for really Dom to put on a better showing. They should. I feel like other than him sneaking around, punching him a couple times, running around the ring, really Dom just didn't get a lot of offense. They just didn't have Dom too much in it, but the match was only kept. I didn't like it.
I kind of want to go like in 50 million different directions here.
Okay,
I think that Dominic Mysterio is in the worst position to ever fucking be in professional wrestling. He is the son of probably the greatest luchador of all time.
Yep. Fair enough.
He was involved in a fucking angle with who is probably the second greatest luchador and the first greatest luchador of all time when he was a
little kid. Yes. Very, very true.
Now he is in a BDSM angle with Rhea Ripley, who is one of the most I don't think this is fucking hyperbole. I think Rhea Ripley is one of the most talented females of all time to be on.
Do you know what Charlotte said about her? Let me tell you what Charlotte Flair said about Rhea Ripley, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair said that Rhea Ripley is one of the what she called her an up and coming superstar, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then they said, well, if you felt like you had to lose to somebody, who would you want to lose to? And she said,
Mhm.
"There's a few." She said, "But really, Rhea is the one that I would like to help her in any way I can because I think she's incredible." Like literally, she
I
pumped
think,
her up so much, and that's big. That's big coming from Charlotte Flair. That's
yeah.
huge, dude. I
Hey,
mean,
Ralphie, my motherfucker, what's
what's
up,
up, man?
man? Enjoy your vacation, brother, and I'm glad you're having time with your fucking family, brother.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, Ralphie's
Yeah,
my dude.
she
Fucking
she
MPSP Theater. That's where Ralphie's at.
nice. She literally pumped her up, and I was like, "Wow!" Charlotte doesn't do that very often. She doesn't pump a lot of other wrestlers up very much, and she was very
I
complimentary toward
heard
her.
that. I heard
And
that. And that
um,
made me reevaluate Charlotte Flair.
you know, she
And in reevaluating Charlotte Flair, it's making me fucking reevaluate Andre. And in reevaluating Andre, it's making me reevaluating my feelings about Ric Flair.
Andrade,
Yeah,
her husband.
Andrade. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, I got you. Well, I feel like she's just right now. Charlotte's in that point of her career where she doesn't want to wrestle all year.
Yeah.
She wants to wrestle maybe half the year, maybe
Charlotte
3/4 of
Flair.
the year most.
Charlotte Flair, if she wanted to, could be the Andre the Giant of the women's division
She
right
could
now.
be. Yeah, she could be. Yeah,
Charlotte
I agree.
Flair,
Yep.
I think is done a disservice by having a WWE contract because I think that her money would be made by going from New Japan to fucking Shimmer to Star to
So,
fucking
but see,
AEW.
don't put that. See what you just said. Don't. I'm saying you now. Don't think that might not happen down the road. I'm telling you.
I would have
She's still
like
signed for a few more years,
that's
but
the thing. Like
but
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I've had a very hard relationship with Ric Flair. Like I can respect what he does in the ring.
right.
Ric Flair doesn't have a bad match. But Ric Flair doesn't have a bad match because he does the same match very often with the same opponent. And being able to do that in repetition makes it easier to perfect a match.
Sure.
Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat probably wrestled over 10,000 hours together.
But they knew each other so fucking well. Oh my god,
Yeah.
you're probably right. That's probably why, because they was in so many matches together.
And but like
was,
Charlotte Flair has the potential to eclipse her father in this business by becoming that Andre the Giant type figure.
Yeah, but you know it is. She's at a point in her career where she's like, I don't.
Wolfie
She
got
just
me. He said that. Did you see his last match a few months ago? That was a bad match.
well, okay. It was a bad match because he was like he's an old fucking man who shouldn't be wrestling. That's why it's a bad match. I mean, you're right, but what I mean is Ric Flair, when he was, how I say this, Ric Flair when he was at the pinnacle of his career, did not really deliver. He was a pro, okay. And did
Like
he do the
that's the
same?
thing. I think like Ric Flair's evolution, like after looking at like the documentaries and seeing things,
Right. Yeah.
I have not been a Ric Flair fan. And like the woo thing that I did that because it sounded fucking amazing.
Well,
right? It's fucking when you're drunk, woo! You know, that's fucking empowering. Let's fucking go.
Okay. I get I get what you're saying. Some people don't feel. I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there that feel the same way you do. Probably like a couple others. I mean, but
I was a Dusty guy, man.
But Ric Flair and Dusty's an icon too. I mean, they both are. But the thing about Ric Flair though is he was wrestling still.
Yeah.
When other men or other men that are around his age were done, and he was still wrestling good matches. That's what's crazy. Even though he would tell you, like that match again, his last match in WWE against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, right?
Uh-huh.
He will tell
That
you
was
that
the
Shawn.
last match that he should have wrestled.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. He says that Shawn Michaels carried him. I disagree. I think he held his own pretty well in that match. I think he did a good job. And if anything, I think he made Shawn Michaels look good. and that's something, because people don't usually make Shawn Michaels make Shawn Michaels look
dude,
good.
that last match of Shawn Michaels was Ric Flair's greatest hits.
Well, Shawn Michaels did what he could do to make sure that Ric Flair got all of his stuff in. You know what I mean? You could see it. He did. And Flair got all of his stuff in. He did. All his usually goofy moves, that he does. I mean, some of them are cool. I like some of them, but I hate that stupid flip he does and when he hits the turnbuckle and does the flip up over the. I've always hated that. I don't like it. He looks so awkward when he does it. But anyway, that
Ric Flair is the whole reason that the Shawn Michaels oversell with Hulk Hogan and SummerSlam happened.
Probably, I could say that, but what I'm saying is that Ric Flair was still doing it at a level, at an age where most people aren't wrestling at that age anymore. You're not wrestling into your 50s. You just don't do that, or even into your 60s. You just don't do that shit. And he did it. He did it. I mean, he did. He was. But like you said, I give you this. It is easier to do that when you're basically doing the same stuff over and over again.
Let's be honest, once Ric Flair has a match with somebody he's settled, he does that match over and over.
Well, he does. It's the same stuff, but that's okay. There's a lot of wrestlers, John Cena,
and that's not right, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Fans.
It's definitely not. You know how excited I was when I saw John Cena whenever John Cena would add a new move to his repertoire, I'd be like, wow. He didn't do it very often, but when he did do it, you're like, holy shit, when did John Cena start doing that? Yeah.
All right, so the next one is Cody and Dom.
Okay, and that's the one I said. I wish they would have given Cody a little bit more respect in the match. Mm-hmm. I wish Cody would have put him over a little bit more in the match, as far as letting him get some more offense on him. Instead, at some point, and instead of having Dominic run around like a chicken shit, the match was stupid. It was just a stupid match, dude. I didn't like it. Like, and look, if Dom is a heel,
here's the thing, though. Like, I think that this is amazing for Dominic Mysterio.
No, it is.
I think that Dominic Mysterio is being set up even with all these people hating him. Mm-hmm. I think he is being set up for one of the greatest careers of all time.
Well,
he fucking feuded with his father.
Yep.
He's part of one of the hottest fucking stables on Raw.
Yep.
He's also just wrestled one of the hottest independent wrestlers of the past 20 years.
Oh, no, but keep in mind, he's also had huge matches against other guys too.
Yes.
This kid's had matches against big dogs, man.
And that's the thing. Everyone expects Dominic to lose, and that's great because the expectations on him aren't that high.
True.
He's in this spotlight,
right?
And he's getting experience. That's
true.
Dominic Mysterio, in my opinion, if he capitalizes on this shit, can go down as one of the greatest wrestlers in fucking professional wrestling history if he takes advantage.
But it's hard if they turned him. He's become arguably the hottest heel right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, him and MJF probably are.
He has quote unquote X-Pac heat.
Yeah, I think he's got insane heat right now. I think he's got more than
Right.
MJF, and you got more hate than
He's
MJF.
got more hate than MJF, but
Definitely does. But
I mean, I don't know if you can say he has more heat.
oh, he's more heat on him for sure. More from the fans. Oh hell yeah, the fans give him the heat like crazy. Yeah, they hate him, and
Right,
they
but
but
dude, like
but people
when
hate
you
MJF
see
too.
right, that's the thing. Is like people like there are common fans that don't know what the fuck's going on. The
Uh huh.
first time they see MJF, they fucking hate him.
Right. Yeah,
They
maybe you're
don't
right.
they don't they don't know what's going on with MJF and they don't know what's behind that.
Yeah, but with Dominic, most fans that don't know what's been going on, they wouldn't hate Dominic right away. Dominic
Dude,
would have to.
no, fucking Dominic comes off as a mealy mouth bitch.
No, he does, but I'm just saying,
But
like
like
you can look
that's
at
the
MJF.
great
MJF
thing
looks
is
the
like
part.
but like that's what I'm saying is like his fucking low expectations because of how the type of heel that he is
Yeah,
setting him up for so much success.
I think I
Excuse me,
kind of see what you're saying, but
success in the future.
I see what you're saying, but I disagree with you because I feel like you still need to build him up as a heel though. You need to give him as a wrestler. You need to still build him up as a
Dude,
wrestler. You can't just have him get his ass beat.
That's what they're doing right now is building him up as a wrestler.
But they're not because they're having guys like Cody Rhodes beat the fuck out of him. He doesn't even get anything in.
No. They are teaching him how to sell, which is fucking crazily important.
No, it is, and I think I think he's improved on that drastically.
Yes, he absolutely has.
When he
And
first
you know what
started,
else he's drastically improved on as soon as they gave him the opportunity? The mic.
Yeah, but now he can't even talk because of the crowd. So that's
right.
I feel
but
bad
that's
for the kid.
Because right, but he's still fucking getting the lines out, even though they're booing him to fucking hell.
Sometimes he does. He doesn't always get them out though. He stops. He won't keep going. He stops.
Right, but
I don't know if it's intentional or not. But
the thing is, dude, let's be fucking honest here. He's a lot fucking better than Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy just turned heel, dude. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So
and that was fucking horrible.
I mean.
Jungle Boy needs to find his fucking father's acting tutor and go there.
Here's what I would say to you, though. Do you think Jungle Boy just became a heel? I think probably the first time in his career. But Dominic has been a heel for a little while. Do you think who do you think's a better in-ring performer between him and Jungle Boy?
Dude, to be fucking honest with you,
yeah,
I think it's a fucking toss-up.
See, I think Jungle Boy is slightly better, but only because Jungle Boy's probably been added a bit longer than Dom.
Like the thing is like, do you think that Jungle Boy is better enough than Dom in the ring to fucking counteract how much better Dom is on the mic than Jungle Boy?
No, I don't. I think Dom is much better. I think Dom's much better at just talking stupid shit.
Yeah.
And
I understand.
Off, so.
Look, man, it feels like Jungle Boy is rudderless. Like he fucking was with Luchasaurus. They were the fucking Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
Christian comes along. They fucking go ahead and do that. Now he turns heel.
Yeah.
On Hook.
It almost feels like the babyface thing was getting stale, and then he knew it was, and it wasn't much. So let's just turn him heel and see what happens. I kind of feel that too. Because to me, it had no rhyme or reason. He turned a heel on. By the way, he turns on Hook for really no reason. It was stupid what he said. You flaunt your championship in front of me.
I love
I'll
you.
Get out of here.
Your wife sends me videos and shit that make me feel good.
Oh Jesus Christ!
No, like fucking like TikToks and shit, not like videos.
I know. Well, great. Right. So that's what she's doing upstairs.
But so I guess
All
John
right.
Cena came back next.
John Cena came back, did like a promo about, and I guess he got all those English fans worked up about WrestleMania being done in Britain, England, possibly one day.
Right.
I don't know.
Grayson Waller shows up.
He shows up. He starts kind of talking, being condescending to John Cena, whatever. He beats John Cena's ass at first.
Yeah.
And of course, John Cena, comes out of nowhere, picks him up. F you, boom. Waller's out. Down for the count. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't. They didn't advertise John Cena as being part of. So him showing up there was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's the shit that WWE used to do back in the day. I used to love when they would surprise you with shit, and I feel like they lost their ability to do it. That was pretty cool what they did with just having him show up like that. That was pretty cool. I mean, I think the fans liked it. It was fun,
Yeah.
And so then after he did his promo, the little promo thing about a possible WrestleMania in England. Wow. We had nothing. Then after that was the women's Money in the Bank, I believe. I think is that next on the list?
I think that's next. Let me look.
Yeah. So.
Yep. And fucking Io Sky. I'm cool with it.
She was one of the two that I was hopeful. Well, I wouldn't have minded if Becky Lynch won, I guess.
Yeah.
But I really wanted either Io Sky or Zelina Vega to win that motherfucker. I wanted one of those two to win, dude. And I was very happy that Io Sky. I like what she did. Did you see what she did?
Yeah.
Did you hear what right? She handcuffed Bayley and Becky Lynch together through the ladder, and so they couldn't climb anymore because they're stuck being handcuffed to each other. And then she climbed over Bayley and went up the ladder and grabbed the fucking briefcase.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm down with that.
Oh, it's so
and I'm
funny,
down
dude.
with the fact that fucking Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus,
Yep,
and Bayley put Io Sky over.
That's it. Yep. Absolutely. And Zelina Vega did a good job in it. She had some pretty good spots. I didn't think I thought there's no way they'll put Zelina Vega over, but with her being with the LWO now, I thought maybe that might be a possibility. But she still did a good job in the match. I thought she did some pretty good spots. She's really athletic young lady, man. It's really good. The one who I thought took a nasty, oh my god, dude. Fucking Trish, dude. I'm sorry, man. Oh, and then Trish Stratus took a shot, took a really hard landing on a ladder. And then who is it? Zelina Vega goes over the top of who was it she did it to? I'm trying to remember who she did it. I can't remember who it landed on. But she goes over the top of her, does like a sunset flip over to pull the girl off the top of the ladder, and literally power bombs her onto the ladder, onto another ladder.
Zoe?
It might have been Zoe. It was nuts, dude. They were doing so many crazy spots and taking so many hard bumps. I think the girls took harder bumps than the guys. They're fucking each other up, dude.
They do most pay-per-views.
It was just hardcore nasty.
I think most wrestling fans know that the women put that effort into that shit.
Yeah, they do, and they
it's
really do.
Like it's like the women feel like they are fucking pulling out for their entire gender every fucking match and fucking try to pull that fucking emotion out of the crowd.
They go nuts, man. They go ham on it. And it was fun.
And
It was
that's
one of the
probably just a dude's way of looking at it. These women
probably, but
probably have just completely different
but
motivations, but
maybe, but
that's
it's
what
give,
it looks like.
but it is props to them for doing a good job. I mean,
Yeah.
they really do a good job to sell it out, man. And they you know, I'm more into women's wrestling now anyway than I am a lot of the guys. You know, because I think a lot of the men. Well, I shouldn't say that. Lately, it's been better. I'll say it's been better lately, but for a few years there, I just couldn't stand a lot of the stupid storylines, and I couldn't. I hated the matches. I thought men were doing shitty matches and women were kicking ass. So I sort of like a
I definitely
female
felt
wrestler.
like there was a period of that right before COVID. Definitely.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's what it was. And then
Fucking
during
when I think that the peak of that was when Nia broke fucking Becky Lynch's
Becky's
nose.
nose, yeah, yeah. I remember,
Because and like
excuse me.
I still stick to the fact that I think Becky Lynch is the greatest female wrestler of all time.
Well, some people believe that Becky wouldn't have been shit without that broken nose, but I just feel like Becky was on the verge
And
of
it was
busting.
something that she capitalized on.
Yeah, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin. We all remember him. I remember him as
With the
stunning Steve
broken fucking
Austin.
neck.
Well, it took Stone Cold a while to find Stone Cold, you know,
Yeah.
and it took some certain things happening to him before he was allowed before he found that attitude that worked for him and that gimmick, you know, and that character. And maybe Becky had to go through some shit too before she found that character, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I know some people were like, oh, they're tired of the man. And I'm like, well, look, that's who she is, you know. Sometimes to me, I think they've kind of I think they've pulled her back a little bit. I don't think she's as badass as she used to be, and it bothers
Yeah.
me because I kind of think, like, goddamn, this ain't the same chick that I remember. Uh, you know, going having a
See,
3-way
like
battle. You know?
I don't know how much is WWE and how much of it is hers.
True.
Because like the aesthetic for big time backs versus like what fucking got that whole fucking shit rolling.
Yeah.
That whole fucking shit that got her rolling, that look was her in that blue SmackDown t-shirt, fucking just fucking standing tall and fucking working it. Now
Agreed.
with like most of the other shit that she's doing, it's the model like Strawn J from Boomerang look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how that resonates as much as like Becky Lynch worked as the man because people could see her as the female Stone Cold.
That's kind of how I thought of it too. I felt like for a while she was really exuberant and kind of exuding that a lot. It was like not quite as not quite as Stone Cold as Stone Cold, but you could see her incorporating some of that into her character, and I definitely feel like yeah, I feel the same way. But you know what?
I think like in all honesty, like they found their women's Stone Cold. They found their women's Ric Flair.
Yeah.
When they find their women's Hogan is when it's gonna all take off.
Well, I'm not sure. They have a woman on the roster right now that she's tall and she's got a decent build on her, but I still think she needs more muscle tone to her, and that's Raquel Rodriguez now.
Yeah, I can see them trying to push that.
I could see it, but I still think she needs to bulk up a little bit more. She does this weird thing with her back. That's kind of creepy. She doesn't have the muscles that she thinks she has on her back, but so it's kind of weird looking. But she's and like I feel like they don't like when I watched her wrestle in NXT, she was just powerhouse badass. Yeah. And then they bring her up to the main roster, and all of a sudden she's not quite. Yeah, she's not quite the badass as she once was, and she's, you know, she's not the mean girl. You know, she's not the
like The thing that I was just thinking about while you were talking about that, because I like Shayna Baszler so much, I was
Yep.
thinking about like Shayna Baszler as Stu Hart,
Crazy, isn't it? God damn.
especially with her
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
I she does show some of the shit she shows, man. The whole she'll show is crazy, dude. I'm like, damn, fuck you up, man.
I love you, Shayna. You're so great.
So
Um,
so so
Seth
so
Rollins versus Finn is next.
right, and Seth Rollins. I thought I thought it was a good match. I really
Mhm.
did. Right up to when Damian Priest came to ringside with the briefcase, and then all of a sudden you had Seth Rollins looking all nervous, and then Seth Rollins just started, getting his ass whipped. And feel like for a second, I looked at Finn Balor was going to beat him. I'm like, oh man,
Right.
are you kidding me? And then Finn Balor, for some reason, gets distracted by his boy Damian Priest being at ringside with the Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah, like what sense does that make?
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, dude, y'all are boys. Why would you even think that he's going to cash that in on you right now?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he will in the future, but that's not to say he'll
Right.
do it.
But
I mean,
like it seems ham fisted.
it does. It seemed forced to me.
It's like slapping you in the
Yeah,
face in the face, and it seems like they're gonna hot shot this.
right. And I feel like they basically showed you their hand for storyline by
I'm gonna
by
go
having
off
him
on
that
another
happen.
fucking tangent. I think that if they fuck up Damian Priest, they are fucking up a fucking amazing opportunity.
I want I want Damian Priest to win the world championship. I like him
Damian
so much.
Damian Damian Priest is a fucking hand.
He is.
And Damian Priest is good on the mic.
Yep. Extremely good on the mic. I think he's
And
wonderful.
Damian Priest versus Finn Balor is
Mhm.
fucking box office.
Absolutely, it is, and maybe that's what they're going for, Nick. I mean, you might be right about that. Maybe that's what they're going for. But right now they're in the same faction together, so you got to find a way to get one of them out of there.
I
You know,
think it's Finn putting over Damian
possibly. I mean, but
for the belt. I
you
think
know,
Damian's gonna get the belt off
so
of Seth.
so what if Finn? So you're saying you said you thought Seth is safe until Royal Rumble at least. So you're gonna
Maybe
give him another
Survivor
6 months,
Series.
maybe Survivor Series. So they take the belt off Seth and put it on Finn,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Damien, do it, do
Yeah.
his cash in. I mean, I think it'd be better if he's part of Judgment Day
Yes,
when
I think
Damien
that they
Priest,
kick
yeah,
Finn out.
well, kick him out. But do you kick him out before he wins the world title or after he wins the world title?
Oh no, they're in the same faction at the
Yeah,
same time, and they're
right.
gonna have to add somebody else in that they
Yep,
can add for like fucking tags
I
and
agree.
6 mans and 3 ways, so that they
Because
can just fucking
Dominic
so
is
that
sort
they
of
can make
playing the
that
part of the young protege still.
yeah
So he can't be the one who goes, yeah, even though he
kind of
has matches,
thing.
but I know, but
Yeah,
um, I don't know who they could bring in with him, but I mean, it would be, yeah, it would be interesting to
yeah,
say the least, though. Because Finn Balor kind of plays the veteran role,
yeah.
for their team. But yeah, I don't know. They'll definitely need a fourth there to come back because just doing it with with the three, it'd be cool still, but it won't work. It
You
won't
know what
work
the
as well.
fuck, dude? That would be one of the coolest things fucking ever. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. But they have fucking Joseph Park playing an agent.
I know.
I think that if you put fucking creative together with Triple H and the things that he's doing,
Yeah.
I think that you could have Joseph Park having the greatest character of his life over what he did with Abyss.
Yeah.
And I think that could be part of the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Damian Priest coming out as a world champion, beating Finn Balor. Finn Balor out of Judgment Day. And then you have Judgment Day running wild with fucking Damian Priest, Joseph Park, Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah. That'd be crazy as shit, dude. God damn. That'd be
He
pretty
was called
fun.
Abyss, just call him the Darkness.
Yeah, you don't have to use Abyss, but you could,
That's just it. He's the Darkness, and then bang, and then like you have somebody supernatural you can bring somebody Bray Wyatt back against.
yeah, Joseph Park. What's he doing? No, wait a minute. He's the one.
He's an agent for WWE right now.
Is that what he's doing? No shit.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
And I guess everyone there loves him, and they say he is the sweetest man of all time. He has a great mind for the business, and you know what? He wasn't a bad performer as Abyss. He was a decent monster for his size.
Yeah.
And with the smaller roster that WWE has, Abyss would be fucking perfect.
Yeah, it would be. And he's older. He's an older guy, so
yeah,
you don't need him.
His fucking presence in the locker room, besides being an agent, he could stop being a fucking agent at that point and just fucking, be with the boys in the locker room.
Yeah.
Because look, Roman Reigns is gonna need a break soon.
Yeah, I think. Well, speaking of Roman Reigns.
Next match, the Bloodline Civil War, Usos versus Solo and fucking Roman.
So, okay, this was a really fun match. But some of the things, how you talked about earlier, Ric Flair has like the same match over and over again, kind of, the same thing, right? Well, I'm starting to feel like Roman Reigns does that too. Because all the same shit happens in almost every fucking match he's in.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, a referee is going to get the fuck knocked out of him. And then all of a sudden, him and whoever he's partnering up with, or if it's a title match by himself, the rest of the crew is going to come in and beat the fuck out of the guy, right? There's his opponent, and I mean,
there's going to be some shit like
right.
Paul Heyman's getting involved. Or
yes,
Solo,
exactly.
Or, yeah, there's some MacGuffin.
Always, and I understand you do that because Roman's a heel, and I know people forget that. Some people might forget that sometimes.
Yeah,
he is a heel, and when you're a heel, it's almost like you're supposed to just cheat to win all the time, even if you can win without cheating.
But like he is, no matter what anybody says, the hottest thing in that company. Right
no, he is. No, definitely, dude. I totally agree with that. I just am wondering if they're not hurting him a little bit, character-wise, by having him always, like, he hasn't had very many legit. I mean, he's had some legit title defenses where he did the shit by himself, for the most part.
Yeah,
but he hasn't had that many of those. Almost all of his major title defenses he's had major help.
Yeah,
and so he's almost becoming how Ric Flair was with the Horsemen.
Yeah, the only times like he's fucking been shown to go over strong was over Lesnar.
Yes. And I'm a little. It bothers me because I'm a big Roman Reigns fan, and I know Roman Reigns is a badass, right? And in my head, put the set aside suspension of disbelief for a minute, right? There we go. Roman Reigns is this badass, and I know he's a heel, but I remember when he wasn't a heel, when he was a face, and he could whip dudes' asses.
By the way, the Usos went over Solo and Roman.
Yeah, they did. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, they did win, and it was a good match. It was a great match, and good for the Usos. They kicked ass. They did what they do. Look, listen, Nick. I'm a big tag team. In fact, tag team wrestling was my favorite stuff. Right, my favorite. All when I was a little kid growing up, I loved tag team wrestling.
Powers of Pain,
amazing tag team. Right, I was a big fan of guys like the Nasty Boys. I liked I liked Demolition. There were a couple in there that I liked. I was a big fan of the Hart Foundation. Oh, they were really good. There was a tag team called the Midnight Express. That they were interested in, and I was, the version that I liked was Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane. lean. Saying a country twang. Anyway, he was a really good in ring worker too. Bobby was the man though. And with Jim Cornette, right? I mean, they were amazing. Okay, I wasn't a big Rock and Roll Express fan. Just I don't know, maybe it was a personal thing. Schmucks. Anyway, but there was so many great tag teams throughout the history. The Dudley Boys. I mean, you could pull so many great ones.
The 80s was amazing for tag team wrestling.
It was amazing for tag team wrestling. We need to start talking about where the Usos are in the history of tag, where they are in the list, on the list of great tag teams. It's time to start putting these guys there, because they've been doing it long enough now that.
But like, here's the thing, like,
fucking good. Dude.
How do you decide, like, through these eras, who is the best?
It is hard.
Is it only in ring? Is it only fucking on the mic? Is it a mixture of both? Is it what is it?
Yep.
Because, like, let's be honest, the Usos, they've gotten better recently on the mic, but
when the first few years they were in, they weren't very good on the mic.
No.
It took them a while to develop. Recently. It did. Well, I wouldn't say recently. What do you mean? Like, I would say the last 5 years, maybe?
Within the last 3, yeah.
Oh, no, I think they were better on the mic before 3 years ago. Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Are you kidding me?
I don't.
The Uso Penitentiary? That was way before 3 years ago.
That's what I was going to say, is like they had like a little run with that, and now they brought that back up. And it's getting a bigger pop than it ever did before.
Well, it's because it's like, old school. Bring it back. But I mean, it was,
But like, I don't think it was that huge back in the day.
I don't know. I think it was. I think it was pretty crazy. They were good on.
Okay,
I mean, say that. I mean,
straight up.
Yeah.
Right now, are the Usos better than the New Day?
In what way? On the mic? No.
As a complete package.
I would take them as a complete package over the New Day. Yeah, I would.
I would not take them over the ring.
At one point, I would have said no.
Xavier Woods and fucking Kofi Kingston.
Dude.
Because unfortunately, he's injured.
Their in-ring work is insane. And I know Kofi, and I know the New Days is too. But not
Kofi
like these guys.
Fucking former world champion.
I know he is, and he's awesome. I love Kofi. I love him.
Xavier Woods is probably one of the least appreciated.
They're amazing in ring workers, dude. But they are not. They eventually. I think the Usos caught them. They were better than the Usos for a long time, but at some point the Usos caught them and passed them.
If you look at them right now, I think that if given the same push, there's no argument that Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston are better on the mic than Jay and Jimmy.
On the mic, I wouldn't argue with you.
In the ring,
not in ring work. You're crazy. I disagree with you.
I absolutely do. I think
I disagree. On the mic, I'll give you that on the mic, because I think Xavier and Kofi
Kingston is a generational star.
He's incredible. But his in-ring work as a tag team wrestler, nowhere near what the Usos are. Nowhere near it, dude. The Usos have tag team wrestling down to where.
You don't think that Xavier Woods is one of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time?
You can, but he can be that, and the Usos are still better. What do you want?
But like, I don't think the package of the Usos beats the package of the New Day. The overall package.
About 3 or 4 years ago, I would have agreed with you. I don't agree with you now. No chance. They have evolved. They have gotten so much better now than what they were.
Okay.
They had the longest tag team title run. It was absurd how long they had the belts, and then they had all the belts. So it was they kept putting them over because there's a reason they kept those belts on those guys, and it's not just because they were part of the because they could have had the Usos drop the titles. The focus was on Roman Reigns keeping the world title, not the Usos keeping the world tag team titles. I mean, that could have, and that when that finally happened, but
Dude, let's be honest. The reason the Usos dropped those tag team titles is because they're working towards Sammy versus Kevin somewhere.
they were, yeah, and they were, and I think it was also the way to start the heat between the Usos and I know, I understand that, but I feel like I just feel like the Usos have done such a good job over the past 2 years. I would say it's been crazy. It's been nuts how good they've been. I don't.
Okay, let's put it here. Do you see
The problem with
do you,
New Day?
do you
Go ahead.
see do you
Yeah.
see both of the Usos winning a world championship before Xavier Woods wins one?
Yeah, I could see that. I don't think Xavier Woods is never ever going to win a world title. Never.
I do. I think
Never.
Xavier
No.
Woods.
Where
I
in the
think
WWE?
Yes.
Not a chance. No
I think-
chance. You're crazy. You are crazy.
I think.
Who are you gonna put him over? Who's gonna put him over?
Who's going to put him over?
Yeah, who are they gonna have him beat?
Anyone.
Who? They can't. He can't have Xavier Woods beat Roman Reigns.
Who did Kofi beat?
You can't have
Who did Kofi beat?
God, I can't remember who did Kofi beat. Jesus Christ, I forgot who Kofi beat. Who did he beat? God damn. Was it Bobby Lashley?
I think it might have been.
It might have been Bobby Lashley. Okay. And I give you that, and I even thought that was crazy back in the day when it happened. But I liked Kofi so much, I wanted him to win the title. I was happy for him because I feel like Kofi's been like the company man. He's been like that dude who's that one solid guy they could always depend on. And
dude,
right?
No, Kofi Kingston beat fucking Daniel Bryan.
Oh, it was Daniel Bryan he beat for the title? Oh well, that's crazy that Daniel Bryan put him over. But that's Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
You're talking about Xavier Woods, dude. Just you understand?
Xavier
Kofi,
Woods has been king of the ring.
I get that, but you understand Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are way different, right? I mean, way different in talents.
Would you say?
Wow.
Would you say that you think Kofi Kingston is a better wrestler than Xavier Woods because of his Royal Rumble shit?
No, he's just
and
better.
All his fuck. I don't see it.
He's just a better in-ring worker. Period.
I think Xavier Woods is one of the most disrespected wrestlers of all time.
This is what I'll say. I will say this. I feel like they haven't. Partially, I agree with you, but that doesn't mean I think that Xavier Woods is better than Kofi Kingston. No chance. Like, do I think he's been disrespected as far as not getting?
But like,
a lot,
okay,
yeah.
So you're comparing him to his tag team partner. I'm trying to compare him to the Usos.
He's not better than either one of them either.
I think he is. I think he's just okay. He's better on the mic than either one of the Usos.
3-4 years ago, yeah, I would say that.
Now,
I think no, they're way better on the mic than he is, dude. He's a great talker. They're I'll put it this way. I just want to say,
I'm saying Xavier. Xavier Woods has gone back and forth on Twitter with Kenny Omega.
I'll say this:
that you could see either one of the Usos doing that.
I will say this: if anything, I would say they're equal to each other. That's what I'll give you. But there's no way I give you that Xavier's that much dominant over them. A long time ago, yes, he was. But not now. Those guys have come so far. They're way better than they used to be, man. Xavier Woods has been good for a long time on the mic. He really has been. But
so what about an equal push?
Well, I would argue that New Day had an insane push. They won the World Tag Team titles how many times? Like 10 times or something like that. It's insane how many times they've had title runs.
And Kofi.
Yeah, but what didn't? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they would defend the titles under Freebird rules. That's right.
Right.
That's right. I forgot. So, but the champs were actually
Xavier,
Yeah,
the biggest push he's gotten is the King of the Ring shit,
yeah. He never really was.
and he's been
I well,
injured
I thought he had a world tag team title run, a couple of runs
with
with it
Kofi.
with Woods, right?
Yeah,
With Kofi. I mean, yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I thought he had a couple, but I see what you're saying. He hasn't been given the opportunities he should have.
yeah,
That's definitely. I would agree with you totally on that. I almost
yeah.
feel like he's been underutilized in a lot
Right,
of
and
ways.
like, and like the thing is like when you push somebody into the spotlight and give
Yeah,
them that shine and they
right.
perform, okay, but
Yeah.
like Xavier hasn't dropped the ball.
No, he hasn't, but he hasn't really been given. They don't have faith in him, man. That's what it is.
That's the
And
thing. Like,
I don't know.
but like, how many times can you put the ball in somebody's fucking hands and he does exactly what you ask him to do, and you can't give him more?
Yeah, that's a problem with the WWE though. Overall, sometimes I think I feel like they
Yeah.
can't identify their own talent. Sometimes, like they can't identify how good.
And then they bring in like
You know.
outside shit, and like that's the thing.
You know.
It's like, okay, looking at it rationally, Logan Paul's going to draw more money than Xavier Woods.
I know, which is kind of weird, but
Yeah,
but it's that's the world of pro wrestling, I guess. But
yeah,
Logan Paul is like what Andre the Giant used to be, a spectacle. You know, they would bring Andre in to have him mow down all these motherfuckers and shit. And and it was, remember for a long time, Andre never won a world championship. And the reason why is because you never wanted to put the world title in this guy, because this guy was leaving and touring the country.
Yeah. See, like that's what I think Charlotte Flair's like spot should be. Charlotte Flair should go and wrestle everybody everywhere.
Do you think she's gonna win the world title a few more times to beat her father's?
She's already at 15, isn't she?
She's at 14 right now, I think.
14.
I think it's 14. Yeah, I think it might be 14. I thought it was 15.
I'm gonna be honest with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Randy can come back from this injury and having that surgery,
I'd love it if he got a title shot. If he got a title run,
I don't think that there's any reason that you don't make Randy Orton the most decorated wrestler of all time.
Why not?
As far as world heavyweight titles,
if you're not
their complaints about him have been his record in the military. He flew off the handle when someone called him fragile, which any man with balls would do.
That's kind of an insult to a dude's manhood, you know.
And then I guess he's fucking pulled a bunch of shit backstage.
A lot of wrestlers have pulled shit backstage, though.
But like,
I mean, I don't know.
If I was putting a wrestler together,
isn't he almost the ultimate?
How many parts of Randy Orton do I want in that wrestler is the question. And
think about it.
Yeah,
he's never been the biggest, the thickest guy. Never been the strongest.
No,
never been the strongest. But he's
I will
always
tell
been
you what he always has been is the fucking smoothest, most. By the way, mechanically flawless. Yeah,
everything he does, it's done very well. It's done almost down there perfectly. If he does like his mechanics in the ring, how he moves, how he goes from one move to the next, just how the dude is so, his matches. Oh my God, they're painless to watch.
Yes,
you rarely do you cringe in a Randy Orton match, and when I say cringe, what I mean by it is you rarely do you cringe by seeing a fuck up,
right,
in a Randy Orton match, because
and if it is, it's not like 50-50. It's Randy. It's like it's
100%.
It's like 90-10 Randy and the other person.
Or 100% 0% for Randy. Randy didn't do shit wrong. They fucked it up.
Like,
he's incredible. I've never seen a guy move from one thing to the next the way he does. He's just like, I used to think John Cena moved pretty smooth for the way he is, but the reason why John Cena does it is because it's memorized.
Yeah,
he goes from one move to the next because it's all, like you said, what do you call it? The
Five
five
Moves of Doom.
five moves of doom, right? He would goes through all five, boom, 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 boom. It's all in sync with each other. So it's easier to look. Randy doesn't do that.
No.
Randy doesn't always do the same shit in the same order. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have his
Randy has his
moves.
spots
Yes,
that everyone loves because he worked to make those spots. Because nobody else does them. That hangman DDT.
That's, I don't care what you say. Anybody you've seen do that next doesn't do it as well as he does. Nobody makes it look like he makes it look.
I don't know anybody else in the business that can get a crowd more excited just by banging on the fucking mat.
Yeah, really, because they know what's coming. Oh, there's nothing bad. Just by him, and when he gets up on his knuckles and pushes up, you're just like, oh fuck, here it comes.
All right, so we killed that pay-per-view. I've got a question for you because it just popped in my mind, and I'm half drunk and half stoned, so I'll forget.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3 moves.
Yep.
Stone Cold Stunner.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond Cutter.
Uh-huh.
RKO.
And the reason why I like it is because to me it's the one that can be delivered. It's the one I'm amazing. The RKO and the Diamond Cutter are almost the same thing.
Right.
Okay. But the RKO, I would argue Randy makes it look better because he delivers it from so many different ways. Like you never saw Diamond Dallas Page deliver the Diamond Cutter the way some of the ways Randy Orton has done the RKO. Now, that's not to say that Diamond Dallas Page didn't have his moments where he delivered it in a pretty neat, pretty cool way. I'm not saying he didn't. No disrespect to him. I love DDP. Bad motherfucker, dude. But
and the other thing is, DDP started in the business when he was 35.
True. Which remember because he was a manager and and stuff before then.
Yeah, Randy was what, 20?
Yeah, pretty young. Yeah,
world champion at 22.
Yeah.
Randy Orton is the motherfucker.
He is amazing, dude. But yeah, the RKO is the prettiest. To me, it's the sweetest, most beautiful finisher in pro wrestling.
Okay.
It just is.
At this point in wrestling, I only mark out for one more move that I do the RKO.
What's that?
One Winged Angel.
You really like that? Do you really?
And the great thing is that they are protecting the fuck out of that.
Well,
I love it.
That's cool. That's cool though. That's respect. You should. I hope they are careful about protecting the RKO or diamond or the Diamond Cutter, whatever you want to call it. It should never become a basic move.
Yeah, the thing is people have kicked out of the RKO.
Well, yeah, that's true. They have.
Nobody's kicked out of the One Winged Angel yet. Well, and I think, the thing about the One Winged Angel that is cool is obviously Kenny's not going to pull that off on Big Show.
No,
so if he tries it and Big Show kicks out, it's because he didn't do it correctly. Because that thing, there's been certain moves like that through wrestling that
I'm trying to think if I've seen anybody kick out of that. No one has kicked out of the
One Winged Angel.
I don't recall anybody kicking out
unless
of it.
It's some house show that hasn't been fucking published.
The only time I remember him trying to do it, but he didn't get it all. He didn't get it it wasn't full on. It's like it didn't work out right. So Okada? It didn't. Who was who?
Okada.
It might be. I can't remember who it was. It was, and then he. But it's almost like he knew he fucked it up.
Yeah.
So he didn't really. I think he went for a cover, knowing you got to kick out. That it was bullshit. I almost feel like they intentionally went a little longer than they were supposed to, just to have it done properly. You know what I mean? I felt that way because I think it was just a fuck up. It didn't look like it was right.
I think after watching the AEW pay-per-view and then watching this tonight, I think it's fair to say Kenny Omega is the best professional wrestler on the planet at this time.
Yeah, I don't know. Brian Danielson's pretty fucking good too.
You're
That's
right.
tough.
Absolutely.
He's fucking
But
incredible.
Kenny eats him on the mic. And they're comparable in the ring.
Yes, I don't. I think you don't think Danielson's good on the mic. I think he's alright on the mic.
I think Brian Danielson is amazing
Well,
on the mic, but I think
Kenny's better.
I
think
think
Kenny's better. Yeah,
Kenny fucking hits this younger generation in a way
Yeah.
we don't understand.
Well, Kenny Omega's really a talented guy, though. I can
And
understand it.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I love Kenny. Kenny Omega is the cleaner. Kenny Omega will fuck you up, and if he doesn't, he's got his fucking boys. He's got the Bucks. He's got the Bullet Club. He's got whatever's behind him, and he's
You know what
gonna
kills me?
fucking win.
You know what, I'm gonna tell you what I like about him, though, Nick. That dude has been put over, and he's had his rise. He's had his championships, okay? But that guy will put other people over. He's done it.
Okay.
He will do it.
For every belt,
yeah,
and every quote unquote 5-star match that Dave Meltzer has given Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega doesn't have a belt right now, does he?
No, he doesn't.
No,
he doesn't. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's. But I think remember we talked about this before. There are certain wrestlers that reach a certain level of iconic status where they don't need a championship anymore. They don't need the belt to you know what I mean? They're like, they're so good they don't need a championship belt.
Kenny doesn't need the belt right now because there's all this CM Punk and Young Buck shit and FTR, and that's going to come to a head at some point.
Think about this though. MJF,
they're all smart enough businessmen to know that needs to happen, and that is going to outdraw anything.
Yeah, but apparently they won't work. They won't work with each other. So
they're going to work with each other. I guarantee you.
I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Okay,
I don't know. Can they work with each other? Would be the question.
July 1st, 2023.
Yeah.
I will tell you by New Year's, we will have a Kenny Omega Young Bucks trio match against CM Punk and FTR.
Okay. I mean, it's possible. I guess it's possible. Other people have put their differences aside in the business to for the betterment.
FTR and the Bucks have no problems, and I don't think FTR and Kenny have any problems. I think
it's basically the
Bucks.
issue.
The Bucks have a problem with Punk,
and Punk has a problem with the
Bucks. Punk has a problem with Kenny. Kenny has a problem with Punk.
Right. See, Punk's the wild card in the whole thing.
Yeah. But they are all good enough businessmen and good enough Kevin Nash fans that they know the only thing that's real in that business is the money in the
That's
miles.
true, but you make a good point there, but at the same time, those guys not hold grudges, dude, in that business. And in pro wrestling, grudges are held for a long time. And I don't know. I mean, we've seen them overcome, but I don't know, man. It's tight.
We'll see.
I mean, it's so bad they had to create a whole new show for CM Punk to be on.
Well, here's the other thing. For as good as Kenny Omega and people think CM Punk is, arguably the greatest professional wrestler of all time is on AEW's roster right now, and that's Chris fucking Jericho. And CM Punk may call him a fucking stooge, but I'd love to see CM Punk step up to Jericho and call him a stooge in his face and fucking mean it. I think that the problem is that CM Punk works so much and works everybody that nobody outside of that company knows what's going on. And I think some people in that company are fucking confused because Phil Brooks doesn't know what the fuck's going on either.
I think nobody can deny Jericho, dude. He is if if okay, remember I told you this. I said this the other about a month ago or so. I said if you're doing a Mount Rushmore of pro wrestlers,
Mhm.
Jericho. I think Jericho's on my Rushmore. He definitely would have to be one of them. I mean, not everyone's gonna have the same Rushmore, but some have some. You have to have some guys that are the same.
All right,
Some
so
of them got
it's 4 on Rushmore, right?
yeah, four or five, give or take.
So I think you have to go with it as like the ultimate of their like fucking their type, okay? So like I don't think that you could put Hogan and Sting on Mount Rushmore at the same time. Do you understand what I mean? Like they're both that babyface blonde fucking, face.
Maybe, but see, but part of Hogan, and some people might say some of the most successful parts of Hogan's career
Were in the NWO.
were in the NWO.
I understand.
And Sting
I
was,
understand that, but like if you're going to have Hogan, I don't think you can have Sting.
I don't know.
And like
actually, I don't even know if
I don't think if you have Flair, and most people, you don't think Hogan should be up there.
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel he should be, but there's other guys that I feel like did so much more for the business than Hogan did. I mean, I feel like
at the same time, like if you really look at things and you look at numbers and who drew what,
Hogan was huge.
Be fucking honest, there shouldn't be an NWA wrestler on the list.
No, because that's a good point. But okay, now but that's just because of size of
right
of
so like, but like also like talking about Hogan, I don't think if you put Hogan on, you can have a superstar Billy Graham. So like, you have to decide between
the same guy, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like Hogan, Billy Graham, fucking.
I don't know that. I don't consider Sting the same guy as Hulk Hogan.
Like, but when you talk about their face shit, yeah.
I mean, he wore face makeup. He was. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. Sting was a built motherfucker back in the day. I forget that he was, especially when he was tagging with.
Sting was slamming everybody.
Yeah, Sting was a big dude, man. He was a big motherfucker. Maybe you're right. You might be right about that. You might be right.
So like then like with Flair, if you go with Flair on your fucking thing, can you put Bret Hart?
Or
because to me, Bret Hart and Ric Flair are the same wrestler.
Or could you, like, if you wanted to put Shawn Michaels on there, could you put Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair? Aren't they almost the same guy?
I think I personally think that Shawn Michaels is the one like irrefutable wrestler that should be on everybody's Mount Rushmore.
Man, I kind of do too, but
and then like I think like I said, it's like choosing your archetypes. Like,
I think you're right. I think
do you go with like fucking Andre or do you go with Taker?
That's true because they're both those giant guys, right?
Right. And those fucking attractions.
They were, but. Here's why I would tell you this. Here's why I would go with Taker.
Yeah.
Taker was in the business in a more modern time,
but like,
right? And also, I would argue. I mean, Andre. Don't worry, Andre was in the business for a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know that Andre could go at the level that Taker did after that long.
But like at the same time too, is it unfair to compare Andre and Taker? And should Andre already just have a spot be like the first two spots on your fucking Mount Rushmore are Andre and Shawn?
Possibly, because you could argue though too that Andre was part of without Andre, there might not have been a pro wrestling to reach the level to make Taker people take a guy like Taker as serious and actually because Andre really helped
every single territory.
Exactly. Like he helped professional wrestling become like a lot more known.
Right.
You know, a lot of people knew who Andre the Giant was, and therefore they knew about pro wrestling because of Andre the Giant, because he was such a bigger than life character, you know, a
Right.
bigger than life person. So I mean, that's not to say Taker wasn't either, but professional wrestling was pretty well
But I
known
also
when Taker comes in.
and then like comparing the two, like Andre's
Oh,
so much bigger outside of wrestling.
that's true. That's a good point. And I mean, I know
So like
Taker has
so
reached pop culture status, but I would argue Andre has reached a legendary pop culture status. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
So like, are you
Uh,
comfortable having Andre and Taker on Rushmore?
I almost feel like I can't leave either one of them off.
Right. I don't think so either. And so like you've got Andre, Taker, and I think Sean.
Sean, right?
Then I think you have to go for the technical wrestler. And this is where I think it's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't think that Ric Flair, Bret
Mhm.
Hart, or anybody else, when you're looking at someone that's considered a technical wrestler,
Yeah.
I think there's two. And I don't think, like I said, Ric Flair and Bret Hart gave me the same match every single fucking time.
Yeah. You know how maybe I always call him the excellence of execution?
Yeah,
And I
because
would
he did the
laugh.
same shit over and over again. So
It's
you gotta
true.
be fucking good at it.
It's very true. It's very true for sure.
Now, like, and again, we're fans. This is
Right.
just like what we see.
Right, exactly. We probably, I mean,
So,
there's
like-
probably insiders that would have a whole different
yeah.
idea than we do.
Oh, yeah. So, like, for the technical wrestler, like, to me,
Wow.
I'm looking at Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. I mean, I could.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at Dean Malenko.
sure.
I'm looking at Chris Jericho.
See, the reason. Yeah, see, Chris. See, okay. Here's right
Chris
away.
Jericho could wrestle anyone in the world
I'm gonna eliminate Dean Malenko, and here's why I'm gonna eliminate Dean Malenko.
because he couldn't wrestle everyone in the world.
He couldn't.
Right.
He was a good, and he also. There were matches Dean Malenko had where he was. It didn't go well because of his physical limitations. And he was a strong little fucker.
Dude,
But I
he
remember
was
seeing
so
him in matches
gifted and
against
just
big
so
dudes.
clean.
He was so clean, but he couldn't pull shit off against guys that were a certain level of big. You know, it was tough. It would look ugly, but that
So,
wasn't always
like-
his fault. But it just would. You know, I don't know.
So, like-
I would.
From what we've said,
Yeah.
I think if we're looking at it,
Yeah.
our Rushmore would be Andre, Sean, Taker, and Jericho.
See, I almost feel like though with Jericho, here's why I
I
love
think-
I love
Yeah, go
Daniel
ahead,
Bryan.
sorry.
I love Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson, great. But here, to me, and Bryan Danielson's reimagined himself a few times, but not to the degree that Jericho has. Not to the
Jericho
degree
is a
Jericho.
fucking chameleon.
Oh my god, dude, he is re-gimmicked, like redone his gimmick over and over to the point where like there are a lot of faces to Jericho.
Yeah.
There just are, and I feel like. So he's got that. I mean, from put aside the technical stuff, just the pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Pure entertainment of it all.
And how many times he's fucking reinvented himself.
Yes. And each
like
time.
the thing is like I just thought of this now.
Yeah.
Jericho had the list of 1,004 moves,
Yeah.
and then he goes 20 years later with Owens with the list.
Yeah.
Like that dude is fucking next level.
He's amazing, dude. He's amazing. When you think about it, it's yeah. And he also had to do it too. Keep this in mind. He had to do a lot of his career in the same era that had Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Yep.
The Rock, Undertaker, Kane, Benoit, Eddie Guerrero. I mean, Rey Mysterio. The list is long and huge of these huge, bigger than life stars, and he had to go through his career reimagining himself periodically, and still staying amongst them, at the top, and still being, and like, I mean, not to mention Shawn Michaels, Triple H, he had to deal with that too, right? So he had a lot of company, is what I'll say.
He's written books. He's a rock star. That's why I have him over Hogan. He is fucking successful in what he does.
He's hosted game shows. He's done so many things.
Hogan's music has been jokes.
Yeah, well, Hogan,
Jericho is the fucking Hogan spot on the Mount Rushmore as that kind of star, and he's the technical guy.
And he's just talented, man.
Yeah,
he's multi-talented. He's incredible.
Now there are people that do things better than Jericho.
Yeah,
but nobody does the fucking package better.
No, I agree. I think I think he stands alone in a category that no one can really touch. He kind of stands alone at a pinnacle level. And like I said, my favorite pro wrestler of all time is Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So for me to tell you that I feel like Jericho does something better than Shawn Michaels is tough for me, but he does.
Yeah.
He does. He's better. Shawn Michaels is great, but Shawn Michaels is Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
He's Shawn Michaels, but he's always
obviously.
Well, he's always been Shawn Michaels, though.
Yeah.
He's always been. Think about it. That same character.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he was with DX, when he's been with the DX version, he's still Shawn Michaels. He's still that same character. Jericho has literally become almost different characters. Way different versions of himself.
See, like,
it's weird, dude.
See, like I said that mine would probably like ours that we're discussing would be Andre, Taker, Shawn, Jericho. Yeah. Like at this point, does Randy take over for Shawn?
No, he doesn't, because Randy. You got to understand. Randy has never reached Randy hasn't reached the level of a certain level that Shawn reached. And he no wrong. He's a very, very, very good, and most people will never know how good he is because he was just a heel for so much of his career. And the heels, I feel like, for a lot of people, don't get the respect they deserve because people just hate them. And they're supposed to hate him.
So, right? if one of the faces was going to get chiseled off, is Randy next, or is it Stone Cold? Is it Hogan? Is it?
It's Flair? Hard to me because what do you put?
Because Randy? I think Randy is in that level.
Well, I think I don't know. He is so good. He's good on the mic too. People don't give Randy Orton the mic respect he deserves. He's good on the mic though. It really is.
That program he did with fucking Bray Wyatt was amazing.
He's incredible, dude. But I don't know, man. It's tough because. Ooh, who do you take off, or do you create a fifth spot for him?
Right, but like that's the thing. If we do create a fifth spot, is it Randy, or is it Hogan, or is it Flair, or is it Gorgeous George? Is it The Rock?
I think it's funny. Cold? I think it's funny that of all these people we talk about, how neither one of us has said Triple H.
I think okay. Like there's different things because like
good.
like here's the thing. I think the greatest heel of all time is obviously Vince McMahon.
Okay, I go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think creative wise that Triple H
Mhm.
is Pat Patterson with world championships.
Probably. Yeah.
Like Triple H has a mind for this business that
Yeah.
he's showing now, has shown in the past, has shown his entire time. That man was brought into this business by Killer Kowalski. He fucking ran with the Click. He was the designated driver for the Click. He sat there and with at the tree with fucking Shawn Michaels and Scott Hall. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta remember, he was
Triple
young. He
Triple
was the
H is
young.
a
He was
different
the.
animal.
Remember, he
He
was the youngin though too in that group. He was
no,
the
he wasn't.
kid. The one
There
who
was one.
wasn't.
There was one younger than him.
Who was younger than him?
X Pac.
Sean's not younger than him.
X Pac is.
X Pac is okay. Yeah, X Pac. Yeah,
And I love me
maybe
some
X
X Pac,
Pac.
so don't fucking slander him.
Well, no, I like X Pac. I think X Pac's
Yeah.
great, man. He
I
he
think.
found his niche in the business. That's what I always say about him.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, he was nothing." And I go, "Well, how can you say he
I
was nothing? He found a spot. He goes, all right."
I think when things settle down with this
Yeah,
Endeavor sale,
yeah.
I think people are going to find the impact that Triple H has had behind the scenes on this business
hmm
maybe greater than anyone else in the clique.
Well, you're saying from a behind the scenes aspect. Yeah,
Right.
keep in mind though too, he's had the chance to do it behind the scenes, where other members of the
Right.
clique haven't. You know, I mean, well,
Right.
Sean works for him right now, so
Right. But here's the thing. Most people say that Scott Hall was a genius for the business. Right?
yeah. But Sean, I mean, Scott Hall, but Scott Hall didn't.
Scott Hall came up with the Sting Crow gimmick.
Yeah, but he
Scott
didn't make any role. I mean,
Scott Hall
how I say
Scott
this?
Hall came up with Razor Ramon.
I get it. That's his character, and that's fine. But what I mean is, Scott Hall didn't come up with shit. Didn't plan out whole shows. He didn't plan out. He didn't do.
Knew
He wouldn't.
how.
He wasn't a producer. He wasn't a. He didn't do those things. I mean,
Right, but like
Triple H does that shit.
he never had that chance because of his
Right.
substance
That's what I
abuse.
mean. But Triple H, because
But
he
like the
married.
thing, right? But like what I'm saying is that like I think that like Scott Hall was like the big brain,
Uh.
and because of his problems and never getting to show it, like Triple H being able to learn under Scott Hall, under Kevin Nash, under Shawn Michaels, fucking makes him one of the most most important people in wrestling. And I think it shows with what he's done in NXT and now WWE. And what I'm saying is like when this shit gets done and like the Nick Khan era is gone and he's no longer involved and Vince, rest in peace when he passes, I think that people are gonna fucking open their mouths up and talk about Triple H, and I think he's going to be a revered figure, no matter what happened during his wrestling career. I think everybody's going to be talking about, oh, he fucking held this one down, he held that one down, but like when he got in the office, I think he uplifted everybody.
You might be right about that. I mean, he definitely clearly is a lot of wrestlers like his booking. They like what he does. They like what he's doing.
They come back.
Yeah. I mean, so clearly he has something. Yeah. He knows something, and he's got something going on there. I it's hard for me to say you're probably right about what you're saying, but I mean, his knowledge of the business is incredible. But at the same time, he married the boss's daughter. He's in the position he's in because he married the boss's daughter. He's not like it's not like he got the position he's in because he showed an aptitude. He's in the position and then he showed the aptitude.
Dude,
You
I
know,
think that's completely unfair. I think that I think Triple H has always had a mind for this business. And,
I'm not saying he didn't, but every wrestler has a mind for the business.
Right,
every
but
wrestler, most wrestlers.
he put himself in those positions, and I don't think that it's fair at all to say that man
you're out of your mind. I guarantee
married
you, if he
Stephanie
was,
McMahon just to get into that position.
I'm not saying he did that just again. What I'm saying is he got into it because he's married to Stephanie McMahon. If he wasn't married to Stephanie McMahon, he's not where he is right now. You're out of your mind if you think that. No chance.
I think
chance.
Right. I think it helped, but I think
it
he was
did more
already
than
on
help.
his way.
He would not be the executive that he is in the company right now.
Did you watch Behind the Mat?
No way.
Did you watch Behind the Mat?
Yeah, I did. Hmm?
That was when 1990 what?
God. Oh God, how long ago was
that? He was in the meetings with Shawn, Vince, and Brett.
I know, but a lot of wrestlers had meetings with Vince McMahon. A lot of them did.
Right,
he would have meetings with all kinds of them, man.
It is like
it's not,
dude. Man, like I really think the Triple H hate. Like I hate his wrestling character.
Okay,
I hate it. But I think behind the scenes that dude is money.
I think he is too. What I'm saying to you though is he wouldn't. I don't think he would have had a chance to show what he could do really without getting that leg up, which is something other minds in the business don't have.
But what I'm saying to you is he was already showing his mind back before he was with Stephanie, and it was shown on film. Yeah, it was shown that he was already in with Vince.
Right, but a lot of people were in with Vince at the same level he was at that time.
Right, he stayed there.
Because he eventually married the boss's daughter. So he got to go a lot more. You say that, right?
But like, to be honest, the only other person that stayed during that time was Taker.
Shawn Michaels was still around.
Right, but how many times did Shawn Michaels take his ball and go home?
Well, he had to at one point because he need to get himself straight for a while. What I'm saying is
one time out of how many?
Well, probably out of quite a few.
Out of 3 or 4, correct? Yeah. So what I'm saying is that Triple H was the one that was able to keep his head fucking on straight and capitalize.
Yeah, I get what you're saying,
but at the same time, I don't want anybody to fucking think that fucking Triple H married Stephanie just to get ahead.
No, I don't think. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I don't think he married her to get ahead. I'm saying that his marriage to her got him ahead. That doesn't mean he did it with that reason. I don't think he did it with that reason. Because here, first of all, they violated rules just seeing each other. And he very well too. He was taking a risk to even see her. Vince could have fired his ass for that shit. Yeah. He didn't know how Vince was going to react. He didn't want to tell you. So, but what I'm saying is, I agree with you in this. I agree with you with that. He's definitely got a mind for the business.
Yeah,
I'm just saying he was. Maybe you're right. Maybe Vince did see something in him too, because Vince sometimes will notice talent.
I think where I was going, we'll go ahead and like finish this up and then go ahead and have E do a fucking hangout because I'm gone. I think what I was trying to say is that long term, for as hot as Austin was, as hot as Hogan was, as hot as Flair was, I think Triple H is going to have a more lasting impact on the business than any one of those three.
But he will because he's having an impact after his career. Actually, he was having an impact while he was still wrestling too.
Right.
People got to remember this. Toward the end of his wrestling career, he was still working in positions back. You know what I mean? on shit. He was still
And,
helping out with that, you
and
know. So
I'm not saying that I don't recognize that Ric Flair has been a fucking booker in this business.
absolutely,
That,
yes. Ric Flair's amazing.
Hulk Hogan has had creative control. What's up, Lou? You know,
Yeah.
and all that other shit. I'm just saying that as a wrestler,
Right.
and behind the scenes,
Right.
besides Vince McMahon, nobody's had as big of an impact as Triple H.
Dude, do you know how many also I'm gonna say also, you take a look at how many wrestlers that Triple H has been responsible for reestablishing connection with them, getting them to come back, to go into the Hall of Fame, right? Guys that hated the WWE.
Yeah.
He got them to come back and made peace with them. When back
like the thing was like we talked earlier, he was the designated driver for the Clique. He is the designated driver for Vince McMahon in the WWE because he gets shit done. He's able to bridge that abrasive fucking personality of Vince McMahon and make business happen.
Ric Flair said something about Triple H. I'll never forget what he said. He said, when Ric Flair came back into the WWE, after when they did that when they first brought him back, when he was partners with Vince McMahon and all that, right? And then, well, after all that had played through, Flair really didn't know what they didn't like Flair didn't know what he was going to do. They didn't know what they were going to have him do. Flair considered himself past his prime to wrestle.
Yeah.
And it was Triple H that kind of had to bring him back out of that and remind him who the fuck he is, and sort of bring him back to where he once was. And then it gave him Flair. He actually had to give the Nature Boy Ric Flair his confidence back.
Yeah.
Triple H did that. It's hard. It was crazy. You tell me this guy don't understand the wrestling business. That dude understands how wrestlers work. He understands how people that love this business and are really successful in this business. He understands how they get them to work and how to help them bring them back to work. And that's phenomenal, dude. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and not only that, he puts them in positions to be successful.
And you got
it. That is one of the greatest attributes of a manager.
Absolutely.
All right, man. It's
all right. We're wrapping up.
11:15. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Go ahead and do a hangout if you will, brother. If you will. But yeah, I gotta go take a piss and
do your thing, brother.
And I will see you guys soon.
All right.
As we say every week, peace, love, and hair grease. We're out.
Adios.